Welcome to Starting Lineup for round 14 with Andrew the Mountain Wiebe. I'm Jason Seguini. This is Andrew's last episode ever.
Not that I've heard.
More on that later. Double game weeks this week. This round, Columbus and Real Salt Lake and Colorado and Chicago are playing on Wednesday night. That's added to the usual weekend shenanigans. Weebs, tell me, how did you do last week? How did Bobby Burling treat you?
Badly. Very badly. A lot of swings and misses from the Volcanoes this week, aka from their manager. That liquid hot magma, it wasn't burning so hot. Burling, already questionable. I knew that, but it was even more so after he got a red card that cut his double week short. I got negative points. And then Lloyd Sam, reminder to me, it's not April anymore, and Obafemi Martin's on the bench. What was I thinking? Look, Eric Torres, he's getting the boot this week. My bench, devoid of quality, utterly devoid. I'm desperately awaiting 15 and 16. I need unlimited transfers. I'm gonna take some negatives this round, that's a guarantee.
Well, speaking of negatives, the lesson that Bobby Burling taught Andrew last week, I'm looking to learn the hard way. I had 3 free transfers, and once I got to swapping, I got some ideas in my head and it kind of snowballed. So I'm now sitting on minus 12 points for this week. Crazy, I know.
It's not what stupid is what you meant.
Take a look at my team here, and here's what I'm thinking. Colorado and Columbus each have 2 games. If they get 1 shutout in those 2 games, I've made up the difference, and anything more now is bonus points. Hey, I'm trying something here. I'm a man of the people. I'm working for a better fantasy world, a world that children can grow up in and feel secure about their fantasy transfers. I am going to test this theory for better or worse for the loyal followers of Starting Lineup.
That was a great Trump speech, but your re-election campaign, after that, it's in the tanks. Team Wiebe, we're voting you out. You're getting impeached, man. This is not going to work out for you. It's not going to go well. They're not going to get the shutouts.
I'm not really sure you're going to get a vote. As I mentioned, Andrew jetting off to Brazil this weekend. Did you pack your mankini, Fabio?
No mankini. I do have some of the tank tops that we all know that I look so good in. But look, I'm not abandoning you. I don't know if this is my last show ever. This is the first time I've even heard of that. But I'm gonna stay on top of things in Brazil. I still have the internet. Questionable connection, yeah, whatever. I'll still get it done. And when I come back, your whole stump speech, your negatives, you're gonna be crying, man. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, when Andrew comes back. That's right. We expect you back, Andrew.
I'll be back,
Thanks.
right?
All right, we're gonna move on to some fantasy chatter. We gotta mix that in here. Andrew mentioned unlimited transfers next week. So, who are you bringing in this week, the last one before the World Cup break?
Yeah, look, the double week I don't think is just full of fantasy bonanzas. I think there are a lot of unsure bets, a lot of people out there maybe doing stupid stuff like taking negatives to take advantage. We'll see if it works for me. But I think Colorado, they are a good bet. Drew Moore, Shane O'Neill, Dylan Powers, all good to go. I'm finally getting it on the Fabian Espindola bandwagon. I don't know how I've missed out on that thing. I know it's not a double week, but I think he's gonna have a good one as well. And then also, Eric Hurtado at 5.7 million. How is it that only at 1.9% of us own him? That's crazy. My bench, it's getting a little Hurtado action this week.
All right, maybe no believers out there, Andrew. Before we wrap up the show, for old time's sake, let's do one final "Oh Captain, My Captain" for Andrew's last show. Take it away, Andrew.
Let's kick it off at number 3, and that is with a playmaker returning from suspension. Federico Higuain missed out on that game in Toronto, but he's back for the double week. Home against RSL and at DC. RSL's defense struggling. I think Higuain gets it going. Remember, 25 points in the 2 weeks before he was suspended. At number 2, sticking with Argentinian playmakers, Javi Mo. That is Javi Morales. For those of you who don't know the lingo, he's got 2 very good matchups as well during this week. Gonna face the Crew and then Portland. Those defenses struggling. There's nobody else in RSL that's healthy or on form. Javi Mo it is at number 2. And at number 1, I was split. Dylan Powers on one hand, Drew Moore on the other. Drew Moore it is. Shutouts against Chicago and Dallas. That'll get you the points, and that will make Jason Seguini very happy if he has those. Don't think he does for his idiotic 12-point loss this week.
As Newborn FC continues to outscore the Volcanoes, Andrew shouldn't really be worrying about who's on my team unless he's trying to copy me and earn some extra points. At number 3, I have Jairo Arrieta of the Columbus Crew. First game against Real Salt Lake. They're coming off a 4-0 loss on the road. They will be concentrating on the defensive side of the ball and trying to take Higuain out of the game. I think Arrieta is the beneficiary. His second game against DC will be playing without Perry Kitchen. That means more chances for the Crew. I think Arrieta has a big week. At number 2, Dylan Powers of the Colorado Rapids. He is coming off 2 monster games with 14 and 11 points in the last 2 weeks. He's been racking up bonus points along with the goals and assists. 10 key passes, 2 big chances created over the last 3 games. Home against Chicago and away against Dallas. I think his chances to continue that are good. At number 1, Javi Morales of Real Salt Lake. I mentioned Real Salt Lake hasn't scored in the last 2 games, but Morales still managed 9 points over that span. So he's a safe bet even if Real Salt Lake isn't scoring. But with a home game against Portland and their leaky backline, the second of their 2 this week, you should expect a lot more from the Argentine playmaker. So some similar picks there for Andrew and myself for O Captain, my captain this week. Andrew, this is the first week all season that I've had Quincy Amarikwa on my fantasy team. Quincy is going to give some fantasy advice as well this week, so you don't want to miss out on his video. Everybody, say goodbye to Andrew. It was good knowing him. I will be back next week.
I'm taking my typhoid pills, my hep shots. I got them. I'll be back. I swear.